Now, as you know, I've already expressed my interest in machinima, which is basically the art of creating stories with the use of a real-time 3D engine, or to put in the layman's terms, making movies with video games. Okay, and of course you've already heard me talk about in another one of my videos about the idea of an open world movie, a machinima making tool, like basically kind of like having it be like an open world like Grand Theft Auto, but like Grand Theft Auto 5, but just have it dedicated to making machinima. Now, with the advancements of virtual reality, and of course, I know a lot of games are going to be switching over to virtual reality. If and whenever the technology truly takes off, when the systems become affordable, the hardware is easy to use, and their software, the programming, there's going to be available. The biggest issue I see is my fear that maybe because that machinima may end up dying, the ability to make machinima may die out. And this, of course, I'm worried. Of course, I'm like, well, I sort of get the idea that, that when it comes to, like, Halo, like, when Red versus Blue was being, when it comes to, like, Red versus Blue, majority of the time that's being shot, it's shot with, multiplayer, mode with multiple computers being used to act as actors as well as the cameraman, and I get that, but when it comes to VR, the thing I'm worried about is that since it's going to be dedicated more along the lines of even more so of what first person shooters are, the thing that I'm worried about is the idea that maybe it'll write off machinima in general. What if? Well, okay, let's say Rooster Teeth. Utilizing Red versus Blue. Developed by, created by Rooster Teeth. Let's say they wanted to make. Okay, let's say about maybe around 5-6 years from now. Okay, let's say virtual reality is taken off 5-6 years from now, and Rooster Teeth wants to continue making Red versus Blue. And when it comes to Halo, it's already switched over to virtual reality, and you're unable to do anything like how you used to do with games like Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo ODST, and so on and so forth, where it's the first person shooters. It would be, if they ended up doing it like that, would you be able to still make machinima that way, or would you have to end up resorting to continue to using older systems and older games to be able to help tell the story? And of course, yes, I know when it comes to Red versus Blue, they also use Maya and whatnot for certain shots and sequences. And yes, I do know that, but what if you're someone who's starting into machinima? You could start. When it came to games like The Sims, you could easily get into doing machinima using The Sims. You could easily get into machinima doing, after doing some research, you could do it, with Halo, with any of the Halo games, even with the movies, the movies game by Lionhead, which I still own a copy of, and would love to do more machinima with. The biggest issue is the idea that I'm worried that with the advancements of VR, that it may take away the chance to be able to create machinima with. Yeah, I'm sure someone was somewhere saying, well, you can use Maya or Blender to do it. Yeah, that's true. But the problem with it is that it's the learning curve. Okay. Let's use The Sims 2, 2 or 3. Actually, let's use The Sims 3 versus using a 3D modeling program. Okay. You have to scratch build your models. You have to learn how to animate those models. Then you have to learn how to texture them. Then you have to learn how to adjust them. You have to learn how to get them in a position. How to learn how to tell the play the character model to go from point A to point B, to do this action, to do this, and then you have to render all of that afterwards. Okay, in order to get a final product, and even then, you have to worry about a whole lot of things going wrong in the programming to the point where you have to end up going back and checking everything to make sure you before you re-render again. Okay, I'll give you, of course you're thinking, well, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'll give you a perfectly good example. Shrek, the movie Shrek. There was one the animators of Shrek said that during one of the scenes that there was a scene between Donkey and Shrek, right? And everything looked good, and then they rendered it, this scene, which it took about, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours for it to render, for like a 2-minute scene. And when they looked at it, Donkey looked, before they rendered it, Donkey looked okay. It looked like how it should be. But then after they rendered it, he looked like a giant puff ball. Like a giant ball of fur walking around. And so they ended up having to go, and of course, that right there is wasting time. Whereas something like, let's say, The Sims 2, or Sims 3, or even Sims 4. Okay. You don't have to learn any of the animation because it's already there. You don't have to learn how to texture anything because most of it is there. You don't have to learn how to tell characters to go from point A to point B and do a certain action because all that is there. It's already all in there. It's just simple point and click. And then when it comes to rendering, you don't even have to worry about rendering because it's all happening at the same time. So that's a giant difference between the two. And to me, I'm worried that when it comes to the idea of virtual reality may end up stomping out Machinima because of the fact that it won't allow us to have that learning curve. But of course, I could very well be wrong. I could very well be wrong, and my concerns could be very much groundless, just as much as my concerns about Steven Spielberg directing Ready Player One is just as much, without groundless. It could just very well be just me.